First of all, welcome to the channel and thank you for stopping by. When time permits, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. Oh, geez, I gotta get off my bad knee. Ow! Oh, don't break your knee, it's crummy. I'm developing trust issues when I watch motorcycle content. And it slowly crept up on me on time. And I'm not going to throw out any names here. We all watch the same darn big channels. You're going to know who I'm talking about. There are some guys that review a lot of bikes. They get on a lot of bikes. And what I started to notice over time was every bike is great. I mean, just flat out great. The highs for the bike are up here. The lows for the bike are right below it. You know, they'll call out what is objectively a problem for most people. Let's just throw out there a difficult to reach air filter. And I recently watched a video on a bike that mentioned hey guys, this is kind of a bummer, but you know, this bike also has an air filter under the tank. Ho-hum, I'm sure it's not bad. And I'm like in the back of my head going, this dude ripped a bike apart for this about a year ago. And so I went and I found that video. And this dude told me how much this really sucked. But here I was watching a well-respected channel, and he's telling me something that he had told me in the past was a significant ding was, oh well, you know, that's not going to bother you. I think we need to start considering when we watch content from these channels that we're watching an incredibly talented rider who is also an incredibly talented businessman. And I'm going to tell you, as a businessman for nearly 30 years, when push comes to shove, there's a line, and sometimes you need to push that line just a little bit towards business and away from your passion, because that's how you stay in business. That's how you pay the bills. It doesn't mean you're going to lie. It doesn't mean you're going to deceive. It doesn't mean you're even going to be doing it on purpose. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of money going around in every industry, and it seems to be more recently in the bike industry, that people are getting bikes, people are getting access, people are getting information. And these same people that I've been watching for 5+ years, who used to seem so critical of individual features on motorcycles that were perhaps making them less than ideal, are now talking about those same features as though they're not a really big concern. You know, you're not hiding from me that this bike is difficult in this way, but you are downplaying it to an incredible degree. And then I look at it again and I see almost the exact same verbiage on other channels. And now we're going into conspiracy theory here, and this is why I'm really getting trust issues, but it kind of feels like I'm watching 4 unique individuals talk about one bike, and the verbiage is so similar that it seems like they're reading off a press release. And I have some experience with this. They don't do it very much anymore, but if you go back about 15 years, if you were a reseller of hardware from, say, HP, Lexmark, Dell, they were very happy to send you thousands and thousands of dollars in product for you to test and then try to sell to your customers. It was done for decades. It was an incredibly popular program with resellers. We got what was called a spiff, meaning if you went to Dell and you bought a $5,000 color laser printer, you paid $5,000 for it. But if I convinced you to buy a $5,000 color laser printer, you paid $5,000 for it, and I got a check for $750. And it was, again, not illegal. It wasn't even technically unethical. But people were, myself included, saying, this does this many pages, this works this well, and we did not necessarily go on as hard with the problems with it. And the reason we didn't was we were in business to support our families. So again, these guys are in business. I totally understand. They are there. They are passionate about motorcycles, or they wouldn't be doing this business. I would not be in the business I am in today if I was not passionate about it when I started it. I know these guys are riders. I know these guys are dedicated to riding, and they do want to give us, the consumer, what we want and what we need. I just feel, hey Vermont, I just feel that unfortunately we are reaching the point of saturation where there's enough money that we simply should not or cannot watch these videos without understanding I am watching a businessman tell me about motorcycles. Yes, he's a rider, but he is also a businessman. There is no way to get around that. These channels would not be profitable. These guys would have to get back to their previous career, whatever that career was. It's simply a fact of life. We all do something for money, and these guys bring us information about motorcycles for money. Critical thinking. If you are watching a video and a guy says, this is the great thing, think about it. What is he telling you? And if he says, this isn't so bad, think about that one really hard. Think about that one very, very hard. Because he's not lying to you. I'm not suggesting that. But I do believe there's a definite downplay of negative things. All right, if you stuck around for a very long rant, I genuinely appreciate it. I'll try to edit it down, and take care.